Why do you care so much? Why can't you let that woman live her truth and talk about what she want to talk about? Never mind that the female has a bunch of girls looking up to her, despite if she wants it or not. Who am I talking about? Oh, this whole thing with like Cardi B and women of her ilk. For the simple fact that she represents thot culture. And yeah, I get it. She's not a black girl, but you can't tell black women that because they support her ass nonetheless. Even though she's Dominican, they look at the tan skin and automatically gravitate to that. But the moment you, as a black man, date a woman of her complexion or a biracial or a light-skinned black woman, you are a colorist. You get the logic? You get what's so messed up about this shit? Anyway, remember the video of her online talking about how dick felt in her throat, preferably on Offset, whatever the fuck her husband's name is. Anyway, this is the sentiment I get all the time. And a lot of women have told me what I just said in the opening of this video. Let her live her truth. What do you care for? Blah, blah, blah. You guys like women like that anyway. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Not all of us, number one. Number two, stop setting that expectation for yourself, because if that's all you have to offer a man, this is basically how he's going to perceive women for the most part. Not all men, but you get what I'm saying. It's becoming less and less likely that we're going to find a woman who's just like, you know what, no, this is some hoe-ass shit. You bitches need to stop that. You're not going to find that more often, because instead of putting them in a place, women sympathize with women like that because they're women. Not because they're right or wrong, because they're women. And what one woman can get away with gives another woman security for something she could potentially get away with herself. And this is the problem. It's always how she relates to another woman rather than not being that woman. She can tell you until her face turns blue how she's not like any other woman, how she has her education and stuff like that, but she's not educated on how to be a good woman to a man. And being a good woman to a man doesn't mean you have to bow at his feet and do everything of his bidding, or else you're going to face consequences. No. There's a give and take. And when I say give and take, I'm not saying that that's basically what a relationship's for, is giving and taking. That's another grounds of ruining relationships as well. We're just talking about there's some things you might have to put up with that you never had to put up with before, but you learn how to deal with it because you realize on the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. But then there's things that also are very telling that you have to put up with. And a lot of people don't know how to look at the red flags, especially women, especially black women. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not sorry. A lot of you don't know how to choose men. And it's been a repeated statement going on between a lot of us black men who are trying to do better and demand better. And when we demand better from a black woman, we ain't talking about having this list of ridiculous standards. We talking about just being compatible, being better for one another. But no, a lot of women just want to sit there. They want to eat what they want to eat. Don't want to take care of their bodies. They think surgery is going to save their life. Or they like, fuck it. There's a nigga out there that's going to stick their dick in me anyway. I'm going to do what I want to do. Fuck all this trying to look good for like those bitches on the magazine. I'm going to get me a man regardless. And hey, that's fine. You got that attitude? Go ahead, knock yourself out. Be my guest. Like I said, there's thirsty niggas in this world, and they serve their purpose. But you can't be getting mad at a man for not finding you his standard. Because you women have standards that are just like ridiculously high. But you know what? We supposed to just grin and bear it and say, hey, whatever. We'll move on and find somebody else. Or what's the proverbial term? Man up and deal with it. Stop acting like bitch, you know? Hey, whatever. We deal with it. We have to. We deal with it all the time. Because out of 5 women, we all know that one of them will give you a chance. Well, half the time. But anyway, they want who they want. And I was just listening to other people, and it makes perfect sense that a lot of women gravitate to these type of men for protection. But it contradicts everything about the strong, independent black woman, right? How you strong, black, independent, and you don't need a man, but you gravitate to aggressive types that you feel they're going to fight the battles for you. And then when that starts, you want this man to get himself killed for you. Case in point, look at that whole thing that happened down in Texas when that white bartender beat the brakes off of that black female for going the wrong way and getting out of the car and stuff. He pulled a gun on her, which was crazy enough as is. And then he slapped the phone out of her hand while they were arguing. And in the face of a gun, she punched this dude while he had a gun. And she is damn lucky that's all that happened to her. Because you know damn well that motherfucker wouldn't have done that shit to a black man. He wouldn't even probably pulled him over. He would have probably shot him. He would probably killed him if they got into an altercation like that. He wouldn't slap the phone in his hand. He would say, I felt threatened for my life and this, that, and the fourth. But luckily, remember the same black guys who a lot of these women said don't defend them? Well, a black guy recorded that video. And it was her word against the cops. And she said it herself. She didn't trash the brother. She said if it wasn't for him recording, it would have been her word against that man's, and she wasn't being believed in the first place. So, yeah. That's one last thing I want to say, guys. Look, if you don't know her and you see her getting tuned up, you might want to just call 911. And that ain't no coward shit. We got to look out for ourselves. You handle and protect your own. We have too many brothers out here dying and getting paralyzed or getting shot up just to protect our women who aren't grateful about that. And I ain't saying don't protect women in general. I'm saying protect your own. You assess the situation, anything else. If you in a foreign situation and you see a guy arguing and he putting his hands on her and stuff, you never know what he got under his damn shirt. My friend got killed that way. My friend who lives in Georgia knows 2 people that got killed that way. A guy in Baltimore, 26-year-old college graduate, had his life ahead of him, defended a woman he didn't even know. And her man killed him over that. So, yes, that's what we're talking about here. You have to be smarter about the way you deal with men, ladies. You have to choose better. Because women like these types. These guys are their protectors. They're their muscle. A so-called lame ain't going to do what a thug nigga going to do. And look what thug niggas end up doing. So, yes. All we have to do as black men is say our piece. But at the end of the day, we can't do nothing but watch them burn. Why? Because they don't want to listen. They want a man to take charge, but their whole idea of taking charge is the whole visual aspect of it, physicality of it. Not the decision making, not respect, none of that shit. The respect they have for these dudes are more fear-based than mutual, just genuine respect. This is or saying like, hey, this is a good dude. This dude gave me, not what I want, but what I needed. And I didn't even realize what I needed. But no. it's all about the look, it's all about the intimidation game until she's on the other end of that. And that's what I'm telling you dudes, be careful of who you save. That's another thing I wanted to say in this video as well. Be careful who you save, and be careful of the women you choose as well. Because I'm saying they don't know how to pick. We got to pick better, and we got to have standards. You can't be picking these old sloppy ass hoes out here, or these old thot ass girls because they look a certain way. Beyond giving you vagina, what do they have to offer? Be honest, because they always say that about us. It's about time we start saying that too. Not on some spiteful shit, but really think about it. Because a lot of us get caught up in a pussy haze and we don't understand why things never work out. So let her hold her own nuts. But I digress. So as usual, because I'm a fury, I'm here, now I'm out. Peace.